Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Alejandra. So today you guys, I'm sitting down in my living room and I want to share with you guys things that have been going on with me. So in my last video, my weekend vlog, I kind of told you guys that I'm going through something right now and that I was gonna have an appointment with my doctor to see if I can get some answers and to understand what I'm going through, because I'm going through so much that I really needed to know what was going on. So that day is here. Today is Tuesday. I had an appointment with my rheumatologist and I'll let you guys know what he tells me, but let me start from the beginning, I guess. So I started noticing that I was feeling a lot tired, that I was waking up tired with no energy, not wanting to do anything. And you know, at first I was like, well, maybe my body's asking me to rest a little, you know. And then I was like, this is not me, it's not normal, because it was an everyday thing. I noticed that I was always tired, exhausted, with no energy, and I will always push myself to do the things that I have to do because I like to stay kind of active, you know, do the things that I have to do, go out, you know, when I can, enjoy my life. But I was noticing that I was pushing myself to do things that usually I like to do. For example, I will push myself to clean my own house, and that's something that I enjoy doing because I have OCD, so I like to keep my house clean. But I was pushing myself to do that. I was pushing myself to go out with my family or friends. That's something that I enjoy doing so much, but I was pushing myself to do it because I was always tired. So that was one of my symptoms. Then I also started noticing that I was getting a lot of anxiety. And if you guys know, I've done a couple of videos me talking about how I suffer from anxiety and how different parts of my life, different times in my life, it's when my anxiety comes more. So I started noticing that my anxiety was more often. And I was like, something's wrong. I did talk to my doctor in my last appointment about how I was getting a lot of anxiety attacks and how my anxiety was coming back. And he did give me medication, but it was only medication when I thought that I needed it. And if you guys know me, you know that if I don't have to take a medication, I won't take it. So no, I did not take that medication because I felt that I didn't need it. I felt that when I was getting my anxiety attacks or when I was getting anxiety, I know how to control it, you know. I start breathing, I start relaxing, I start calming down. I always have either my mom or my husband talking to me, relaxing, reminding me that everything's okay, that I'm going to be okay. And after a while, it goes away. But I started noticing that it was more common. What else did I start noticing? A lot of things. So I also started noticing that I'm not a person that likes to eat. I have a lot of problems eating. I know, you know, I'm fat, but it's all because of medication. It's 10 years of medication. But I started noticing that I wasn't able to eat a lot of things that are my favorite things to eat. I wasn't able to enjoy it anymore. So I was like, there's something wrong with me. Another thing that's really important to me right now is that I noticed was my breathing. I don't know if you can tell, but I am short of breath. Yes, I had problems in the past with my breathing, but it has never been like this. I started noticing that I couldn't breathe anymore. Why? You know, I'm breathing, but I always have to get air always. And even right now doing this video, I have to get some air. That's why I have my water bottle right here, because I've been drinking a lot of water because I feel like I need, air, breathe. So I started noticing that, my breathing wasn't normal anymore. And adding everything up, I was like, something is wrong with me. I know something's wrong with me. But the person that I am was always, I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna be okay. Maybe my anxiety is because I am stressed out because of a lot of things that are happening where I live with my neighbors. Maybe that's causing, my anxiety. And it can't be, because obviously stress causes anxiety. So I was like, it's all that, but then I was like, but why am I having so much trouble breathing? So I kept pushing, I was like, everything is going to be okay with me. I've been worse. Everything's going to be okay. I, continue to do what I can to feel good. But, we need some water but last week, I felt worse. Last week, it was when I was like, something is wrong. I have to do something about it. Either I want it or not, I have to do something about it. Last week, I started I had the same symptom, but now I felt that my body was shaking. I felt that I was shaking, and I felt that my head was hurting so much. I wasn't myself. So, so then I was like, I have to do something. I talked with Tina about what I was going through and, what I could do. And she asked me, how is my blood pressure? And I said, my blood pressure has always been high, but with medication, it gets a little bit normal. And she's like, you need to start monitoring your blood pressure. And I said, okay. So I did. I started taking my blood pressure, writing down everything. And then the next day on Tuesday, I talked to her again. And she's like, well, how's your blood pressure? And I was like, it's been high. And she's like, okay, take your blood pressure while you're talking to me on the phone. Just, let me see your numbers. And I did. And my numbers were high. But what was concerning was that my lower number was really high. And my pulse was also high. So she told me, you need to call your doctor, let him know what was going on. So I did. I called my doctor. He was in the office, so I left him a message. But throughout the day, I just felt worse. I really felt really, really bad. So at night, I was concerned about everything that I was going through, but I talked with Tina about, and the fact that I was just shaking. Like, I was shaking. I felt like my body was shaking. I wasn't able to eat anything. So I decided, well, actually my husband and my mom decided that I had to go into emergency room to get checked, because you never know. I do have scleroderma, so what if I got worse, or what if something worse happened. So we went in Tuesday night to emergency room. A really bad experience at emergency room. And I think a lot of people that have scleroderma can relate to me about going into an emergency room, not feeling good, and still having to explain to the nurses, to the doctors, to whoever, what scleroderma is. So I go in and I explain to the lady, the front person, what I'm feeling, how my blood pressure was really high, and that I also have scleroderma, Okay. They're like, okay, we're gonna do some blood work, do some tests, do an x-ray, fine. So I go in after doing my paperwork to see the nurse, and I'm here trying to explain to her my symptoms and everything, and I tell her I also have scleroderma. And you know what she tells me? She told me, oh, you have a problem with your eyes. Oh my God. I was like, really? So I was like, no, I don't have a problem with my eyes. And started to explain what scleroderma was. And obviously she had a computer and to research what scleroderma was. So that started wrong, right? So I'm like, okay, I know, I had scleroderma for over 10 years, and I know not a lot of people know about scleroderma. But it gets frustrating because when you're not feeling good and having to explain to so many people what scleroderma is, tiring. Okay, so I was like, okay, whatever. So, I'm waiting there, and it got cold. They had the AC, obviously it's a hospital, they had the AC, and I had a sweater, I had leggings, warm leggings, and I was still cold. I started feeling that, my body was aching because of the AC. So I go in and tell the nurse, I was like, is there any way I can get a blanket? And she's like, no, I cannot give you a blanket. And I go, well, I need a blanket because I have scleroderma and my body's aching because of the AC. Is there any way I can just, get a blanket? She goes, no, I'm sorry, but I cannot give you anything. I was like, oh my God. Wow. I was like, okay. And I just waited there until they lowered my blood pressure a little, and they explained to me things that I already knew. And I just came home after being there for a couple of hours, doing tests, blood work, and all these stuff, And the thing they told me was like, we're really concerned about your blood pressure. You should really see your primary doctor about it. Gave me a couple of medications, and I was off with body pain because of the AC. So after that, I was like, okay, I know it's my blood pressure. Let me see what I can do. I was seeing my doctor in less than a week, which is today. And, I continue to live my life, not feeling good, but like always pushing myself to do the things I had to do. And my weekend vlog, I wasn't feeling good, and a lot of things happened where I live with my neighbors, but I was pushing myself to do the things because I want to enjoy life. I want to continue to enjoy my life, and scleroderma has stopped me for so many years to enjoy my life with my family, my friends, doing things that I really like doing, that it got to a point where I said I'm not gonna let scleroderma take away what I like to do. Even though if I have to push myself, I'm still going to do it. So that's why there's a weekend vlog of me spending time with my mom, my husband, and Landon, just enjoying getting some fresh air and, getting my mind off of everything that I was going through. So today is Tuesday, and I went to see my doctor, and I have a lot of answers. So I went to see my doctor, and I started explaining to him everything that I was feeling, everything that was going on with me. And, he had blood work that I had done last time I went to see him, and everything was okay. So, we are obviously concerned about my blood pressure being so high, not only my blood pressure, but my lower number being so high. So I got new medication. Yes, I got new medication that it's supposed to help with my blood pressure. Obviously, I think the old medication that I was taking after so many years of taking it, maybe it wasn't working anymore, So I got new high blood pressure medication, which I know it's gonna help. What else? My breathing. I am going to do tests. I have to go do some tests. With my anxiety, obviously I have medication from the last time. He knows that I don't drink my medication if I don't have to. So, we talked about what I can do, where I should worry more, how to track how often my anxiety attacks were. and just try to control it. He gave me a tips of, you know, how to control my anxiety and what I can do, different exercises that I can do. And of course, still have the same medication from last time, just in case, just, you know, that I felt that I was getting worse or my anxiety attack was just not going away. And I am due for another Retoxin infusion. Yes, I have another appointment on Monday, which is in a couple of days, to get my Retoxin infusion. My Retoxin infusion has helped me so much. I've been on it for 2 years. Right when the pandemic started, I got my first dose of Retoxin infusion, and in these 2 years, I have been the best that I've been since being diagnosed with SCLERODERMA for the past 10 years. So I have to do another Retoxin infusion. It is also going to help me with my anxiety, and it can help me a lot with my blood pressure and my breathing. So I will be back seeing my doctor on Monday for my Retoxin infusion. But since I'm getting my Retoxin infusion, I got an antibody injections today. Years now, I have 4 doses of the COVID vaccine. But he suggested that I get injections that they were putting in his office, and antibody injections to protect myself, or because I am getting a Retoxin infusion. So I did. Let me tell you, it hurt. It was 2, so it was 1 on each side, and it burned. It burned, but obviously it's all worth it. All worth it to protect myself, not to protect myself, protect my family. So I got that. You can see I got blood work a couple of places because it's so hard to find my veins. I don't know why. And I told the girl, I'm like, I'm drinking a lot of water, like, you know, but it's so hard to find my veins. So I did get blood work. When I see him again, he will see what's going on. I have to go get a lot of tests done again. But I am thankful that I went today, talked to my doctor, you know, make sure that, you know, I was doing as much as I can to keep myself good, you know, get new medications, get new ideas of what I can do with my anxiety. I also wanted to make sure that I wasn't going back into depression, which I knew I wasn't going back into depression, because when I was in depression, I couldn't even get out of bed, even if I was pushing myself. And right now, I knew that if I pushed myself, I can do what I had to do. So, you know, just making sure that I was okay. Blood work, like I said, came out okay, so, you know, that was good. But yeah, I know it's a long video. I just really wanted to share with you guys what I'm going through, and I wanted to share with you guys what I'm going through, because I want you guys to know that you guys are not alone. I always say it, you guys are not alone. There is a lot of people that are going through the same thing. My problem, and I have been trying to fix it now, is that I don't really share my bad moments. I don't. I'm the person that's always going to be positive about my health. It is not just with you guys, but with my family and friends also. You know, the only people that really know what I've been through, knows what I'm going through, is my husband and my mom. They're the only ones that have seen the worst that I've been, what I'm going through, how I get with my anxiety attacks, how I get with, you know, my blood pressure. They're the only ones that know. And if you ask me, or even my family members ask me how I'm doing, I will always say I'm doing good, because that's just how I am. I always like to stay positive, because I think if I stay positive, I'm gonna be okay. And Another thing is I don't like to worry people. I don't like to worry, you know, my family, my friends about how I'm feeling. And yesterday, my mom talked to my godmother. I'm really close to my godparents. So my mom talked to my godmother, and obviously that's her sister. She is going to tell her everything about me. They're my godparents. And my godmother asked, like, how am I doing? And my mom was like, she hasn't told you. She's been sick the last, you know, couple of weeks. And the last time last week when I spoke with her on Tuesday, I was really sick. And when she asked me how I was doing, I said, oh, I'm doing good, knowing that I was not doing good. But it's because I don't like to worry people. I don't like to. It's been, like I said, it's been 10 years, over 10 years of, you know, my family worrying about everything that I have been through. But I also think that I do need to share my bad times. I do need to share my bad moments, because this is what scleroderma is. This is what scleroderma is. You know, scleroderma is a roller coaster. It can be good one day, bad the next day, good in the morning, bad at night, or the opposite. And this is what it is. And, you know, I started sharing my journey about different things that I've been through because of scleroderma. And then I went to sharing, you know, my life, vlogging what I like to do. But also when I vlog about what I like to do and when I'm enjoying myself, know that there's times where you can see me happy, but I am in so much pain, or I am going through something. I just don't share it. But I think I need to share it. I think you guys need to know that you're not alone. Just because, you know, you see me happy and, you know, going out with my family, my friends, doesn't mean that I'm not going through the same thing that you're going through. A lot of times I get, well, you don't look sick. And, you know, I talked about how I get mad when people tell me you don't look sick, because how does a person have to look sick? You don't know, you know. Just because I like to get ready and I like to enjoy, you know, my life as much as I can, doesn't mean that I'm not sick. Doesn't mean that I did not just have a hard night or a hard morning. So yeah, so I know it's a long video. I just really wanted to share what I'm going through. Hopefully, you know, I'm going to go get my new blood pressure medication today. I have to monitor my blood pressure as well. And I know it's going to help. I really know it's going to help. There's a lot of changes that are happening to me, a lot of changes that I have decided to do for my health, and just because I know it's going to help me with everything that I'm going through. So I'm going to stay positive. I know I'm going to get better soon. Like I said, I'm sharing this to let you guys know that you're not alone. If you need someone to talk to, I am here. Send me a message on Instagram. I think on Instagram I post more about what I'm going through. But thank you for watching this long video. Don't forget to give it your like, subscribe down below, leave any comments if you want to know more about me or about scleroderma. Follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you next time.